What's up, everybody? Nate here from Out of the Basement, bringing you a brand new action figure review. Today, we're doing a little 2-for-1 special. We're looking at Jedi Knight, OB-WAN Kenobi, and Plo Koon, both from Star Wars The Black Series. We're getting near the end here, folks. We're almost at the end of the red box here, but I've been waiting on these guys for a long time, and I gotta give a shout out to my boy Jeremy, aka Jedi Hunter 83, or My Figure Culture on YouTube. He hooked it up big time with these for me. That dude is always looking out for me and Justin, and it's awesome. So I was able to get these guys finally. I've had them on pre-order forever, but those pre-order dates just keep getting pushed further and further back. Still don't have Kit Fisto. I'm hoping to get him very soon. But you can see here, Obi-Wan is 111 and Plo Koon is 109. On the back, there's some really nice artwork of the figures, and you can also read both of their bios. Hey, the sides of the boxes actually make sense this time. We get Obi-Wan and Plo Koon. On the bottom of the boxes, not a whole lot going on. On the top, of course, nothing. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna get these guys open. We'll take a look at their accessories, and then we'll take a look at the figures themselves. Obi-Wan comes with his lightsaber, which we've already seen before. It came with the Padawan version of Obi-Wan, and it is painted very cleanly. Looks very nice. You got a little bit of red, some silver on there as well, with the actual black of the plastic. And of course, the blade is also removable, and Obi has a storage peg right there on his belt. So plugs right in there. And here's Plo Koon's lightsaber, which it is the correct lightsaber hilt. However, it has the incorrect paint apps. Should not be gold on the hilt. It should actually be just black line work right there, but it still looks really good. The black plastic is there, the silver paint looks pretty nice, and so does the gold. And of course, once you put it in his hand, you're not really going to notice that at all, so it's not really the end of the world for these figures. And of course, the blade is removable. However, Plo Koon does not have weapon storage. So let's go ahead and take a look at the figures. All right, and here is Plo Koon and Obi-Wan out of the packaging. Plo Koon looking absolutely fantastic. Easily one of the best alien head sculpts I've seen in the line thus far. Obi-Wan, on the other hand, I'm a little disappointed in. He seems to be suffering from the same... Obi-Wan seems to be suffering from the same problem that the Attack of the Clones Anakin has with the photoreal head, which we'll take a closer look at in more details, but I think overall these figures still nail what they are intended to do, especially Plo Koon. I think Plo Koon is a great looking figure. So let's start out here. Let's get him off the stand, and we'll take a look at Obi-Wan first. Here is Obi-Wan up close and personal, and you can see that right off the bat, just taking a look at the photoreal head, it looks like he's had one too many death sticks to smoke. He honestly, I don't know if it's just me or what do you guys think, but this like reddish, brownish stuff around his eyes kind of makes him look stoned. And of course, like I was saying with Anakin, from head on, you can't, like, I don't know, I don't really see you in there, but on the side profile, like this, there he is. And on the other side, there he is. Something with him and Anakin both, just from the front with the photoreal, just doesn't look all that great. But when you put it to the side, you're like, oh, I see it now. But the hair sculpt is actually pretty good here. It's got a nice gray wash to it as well to give it some nice details on there. They captured the mullet really well, and the beard is also sculpted on as well, which I think looks great. And if you were looking to do a head swap between this body and the episode 3 Obi, it's not gonna happen. I mean, you can do it, but this is on the new neck, so the pegs are not gonna be the same. So you'd probably have to glue it to the head if you really wanted to do something permanent. Otherwise, it would probably just be loosey-goosey on the actual head here. So I'm not gonna perform that. If any of you guys out there have tried to remove these new heads on the double neck, you know it's a pain in the ass. But let's take a look at the rest of the costume here. It looks pretty good, pretty accurate. It's that Jedi body we've been seeing a few times before, which I believe started with Padawan Obi-Wan, which I think is a pretty decent body. It needs a few tweaks for sure, but overall it's still very decent. And you can see his belt there. There's the lightsaber storage. It's got a nice little bits of silver, some gold, all the pockets and everything. The pouches look really nice. Of course, I think this white V right here should probably be more like a cream color. If you look at any pictures of Obi-Wan from the movie, it's definitely not that super bright white, but that's a really minor detail. I feel like most people won't really notice. And then going down, the pants, everything, the sculpt work is really nice for those. Paint looks pretty good.
The boots do look a little flat. I think they could have used maybe a wash or something on them to bring out some of those nice details that are actually sculpted in there, but there you go. There's the boots there. So detail-wise, besides the head, I think this Attack of the Clones Obi-Wan is still pretty dang good. And when you pose him from the side like this, he looks even better. So there's the up-close details on Obi. So now we're going to go ahead and take a look at Plo. And right off the bat, you can see that this head sculpt is just absolutely insane. Looks so accurate to Plo. Tons of great details painted on there. Really nice wash on the head. Got bits of silver, a little bit of bronze there on the main piece of the mask here, just to give you that little bit of extra dimension. Even on the back of the head, you can see it's just a great head sculpt. Really, really nice work here. Hasbro typically kills it with the aliens, so it's not really a huge surprise, but still, it looks absolutely incredible. Love the way this head turned out. And you can see he also gets a robe, which Obi-Wan does not have a robe for some reason. Why don't all Jedis have robes? I don't know. Hasbro is a mystery when it comes to who gets a robe and who doesn't. Every Jedi should get a robe. Every single one should come with one. But Plo's got a unique robe here. It's got some little dangly bits in the front here. You can see his Jedi tunic underneath, which he is on the exact same body as Obi, just a different color for his robes. And you can see he's got some great hand sculpt work here. He's got this saber holding hand, which has the little finger ring thingamabob on there. That looks really nice. And same thing with this hand. I'd say this is probably more of a force using hand, but it could also double as a gripping hand for holding the lightsaber with both hands. And if you want to put the hood up, kind of doesn't work at all. That looks absolutely ridiculous. So the hood's gonna have to stay down for sure, but it does look nice on the back of the figure. I like the way it drapes, but yeah, you can't really put it on his head or else he looks absolutely ridiculous. So let's go ahead and take off the robe and I'll show you what he's like underneath. All right, and here he is robeless. And you can see that he has a darker colored tunic compared to Obi-Wan, and the skirt length is also different. I think this is more of like, the Plo is more of like the Mace Windu design of the Jedi body, but it's still majority the exact same in terms of articulation, but he just has the longer skirt piece here. So it is that dark brown. He has like a beige color on the inside of his robes there for the neck, and you can actually see the neck right there. It's pretty nice sculpt work in there. The belt looks really nice, but again, no lightsaber storage. He's got a little bit of silver, some silver and gold, pouches and all that. All that stuff's pretty much identical to Obi-Wan, which those minute details might be different on the costumes for the actors, which I know could definitely bug some people, but it's not a deal breaker for me, especially because I think I'm going to put the robe back on Plo. I just think he looks really awesome with that unique robe. But you can see, you know, darker pants. All the sculpt work and everything is pretty much the same. Plo Koon's boots have a lot less detail to them than Obi-Wan's. They're more of just a flat brown here, which again I think could have used a nice little wash to it just to bring some life out. His sculpting on the boots is not nearly as elaborate as Obi's. So there you go. Those are the details on Plo. I think Plo is obviously an awesome figure. He's got a great head sculpt. The new hands look really awesome. And like I was saying, the Jedi body, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. So now let's go ahead and we're going to get into the articulation for both of them, which will virtually be the same. So we're going to do it at once. All right, so Obi can look up about that far, and he can look down a decent amount as well. He's got that double neck joint there, so you get a little bit more movement than you would normally, but his hair sculpt gets in the way of the looking up movement, so it doesn't really want to stay. It kind of just wants to go back down. Plo's head, he can look up really far. He's got great range of motion. He's got a double ball peg in his neck there, and he can look down a decent amount as well. It does seem like he also has this lower neck articulation there at the base of the neck, but my Plo is just a little stiff there for the neck, so I'll probably have to heat him up after this. But you can see the head twists all around. You get tons of great movement out of Plo's head, and that's absolutely awesome. The arms move out all the way on both of the figures. Of course, we got rotation here, single jointed elbow, rotation at the elbow, the butterfly joint as well, which works great because the tunic is nice and soft, so you can get those two-handed poses in there. The wrist can swivel, and unfortunately has the horizontal hinge. This is the one thing I think they need to fix on this body. Just change this hinge to the vertical hinge, the up and down, and we'd be in business with this body, because that's really my only main complaint is sword holding users should at least have one hand. That's the vertical joint there. And same deal with Plo, you get full rotation. Single jointed elbow gives you 90 degrees there. Rotation, butterfly joint, soft tunic, rotatey hand with horizontal hand. I think they easily could have done it with Plo, because I'm sure they reused Obi-Wan's hands from the previous Obi-Wan, but they could have done it with Plo, because obviously Plo's hands and his head are not reused. So that's a little bit of a bummer there. And you don't really get a whole lot of range out of this hand. It doesn't really want to move too much for me. As far as ab crunch goes, Obi-Wan can move about that far forward and pretty far back. And Plo can move about that far forward and that far back. So not the best, but of course they get tons of range here. You can rotate them all around, lean them back, lean them forward just a little bit. So I do wish the crunch was a little bit more intense, but I think you do get a decent range otherwise to get in some nice saber fighting poses there. So for the leg articulation, Obi-Wan can kick that far out. His double jointed knee works really well. He also has thigh swivel. The legs can move out that far. He can kick back about that far. And for his feet, they can move down really far, move up a decent amount, and of course you've got that ankle pivot there. And same thing with Plo here. He can kick up about that far. This is of course nice and soft. The double knee works great. The thigh swivel also functions. His feet move down really far, move up just a little bit, less than Obi-Wan's, and of course he's got ankle pivot. So now that we've seen how these guys look, how they move, let's go ahead and compare them to some other figures from the line and some other Star Wars figures in general. Here's Obi and Plo with Anakin and Padawan Obi-Wan. Then with Dooku and Jango Fett. Then a Phase 1 clone and Battle Droid. Then we've got Mace Windu and Clone Commander Obi-Wan. We've got my previous review here, which is the Dagobah Luke and Yoda 2-pack. Then we've got a nice little custom here from Jedi Hunter. Little wedge head swap there. And the old archive Yoda. Then we've got some Bandai model kits here. We've got the Shore Trooper, which is my current work in progress there. I'm just painting him at the moment. He's completely built there. And we also have the Bandai model kit of Boba Fett, which is actually showing up in Target. So if you guys were interested in picking this one up, check your local Target. And last but certainly not least, we have the Mafex First Order Stormtrooper and the SH Figuarts Tank Trooper. So there you have it, folks. There is my review for Plo Koon and Jedi Knight Obi-Wan from the Black Series. What do you guys think of these figures? Damn it, Obi-Wan. Let's talk about them in the comments down below. Are you going to pick them up or are you going to leave them on the shelf? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Of course, if you enjoyed my review, don't forget to leave a like. Subscribe if you're new. We're always talking about Star Wars, the Black Series here on the channel. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Nate from Out of the Basement, and I'll see you guys next time.